He said I'm immunized against the virus. He didn't say I'm vaccinated, which is real fucking sneaky wording. I'm immunized against COVID-19. Which I think he did apparently he did like a homeopathic thing.
Yeah.
And then petitioned the league for this to work. And they were like, no, dude.
They said absolutely fucking not.
Yeah, I'm not listening to you and your fucking shaman or whatever.
Well, apparently his wife is super into like traditional like healing shit.
Yeah, Shailene Woodley.
Yeah, she came out with like a clay eating thing that like helps you recover from detoxes and shit.
Yeah, so Shailene Woodley is his wife, and Shailene Woodley is also like mad close with Miles Teller. They're like, they've done movies together, like best friends. They go on vacation together.
Is that supposed to impress me in any way?
No, because Miles Teller also is like unvaccinated and doesn't believe in any of this stuff, and shut down a movie set for like 2 weeks.
I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. So people in comment sections and things like that are like, oh, she's the North Star of like ruining $1 million productions.
So it's his wife's fault.
I don't know if it's her
fiance's
fault, but I mean, like he's with her, and she also doesn't believe it, and he's immunized, and like.
Well, here's what's interesting. Apparently, there are reports that he is walking around on the sideline with no mask, as if he's vaccinated. Because the rule is, if you're not vaccinated, you have to have a mask on.
I'm pretty sure sideline, vaccinated or unvaccinated, you don't have to, as long as you adhere to the unvaccinated protocol that the NFL put out.
I think that isn't adhering to the unvaccinated.
Yeah, I think
protocol.
that is one of the protocols.
Coaches have to, regardless. I'm pretty sure, but players, I don't think they have to.
Players, if you're vaxxed, no mask.
Yeah.
If you're unvaxxed, mask.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure the rule. Now, yeah, because if you're unvaccinated and not wearing a mask, that's an issue.
But you have to get tested before all the games.
He's also broken like 1 billion protocols, and in the next 2 weeks, there are going to be just hundreds of videos that come out of him traveling with them, eating with them, like breaking all the rules, and it's just going to be a fire.
That's what's interesting is, do they suspend Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah. They're gonna.
Yeah.
They're gonna just because they're gonna say that he kind of, bamboozled a little bit with his wording.
Yeah.
And then did what you said. Then all the other things, eating, walking around with they're gonna look like, oh, so you lied and were reckless.
Yes.
And he's probably gonna get. I just don't like that they. I know a buddy who's a cop and he's not vaxxed, and the mandate they're gonna you got
that's going into effect last Friday. I think
that went into effect. I think like this week or whatever. And like that's, I gotta be honest, like even though I got vaxxed, that's fucked up. Like telling somebody that they have to, telling somebody that they have to put something in their body that they're not comfortable with. I
agree.
That to me is as much of a dictatorship for me to be like, you're not gonna earn money for your family.
Yeah.
And this is coming from somebody that got vaxxed. I got vaxxed.
I believe in the vax.
Me too.
And for private businesses, okay, it's a private business. I think the fucking homophobic dude that didn't want to make the gay cake, all right, it's a private business. If you want your employees to get vaxxed, all right, it's a private business. But cops is not private business.
Yeah.
And if there's something like, you're going to have to get tested every day, and they're like, fine, I'd rather do that than have the vaccine, okay, cool.
Right. I took my son to the Knicks game. You know what? He got tested within 2 minutes.
Yeah.
We went to the Knicks game. They go, just go up the escalator.
Your son
they were
is
like,
QAnon
we'll check.
What's going on?
Yeah, my son's like, fuck that. No, he was 12 years old, before 12 years old at the time.
Definitely don't get him back.
And they were like, oh, you'll get the results in 15 minutes. It's 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Oh, you're good to go. Go in. So have the cops show up to work fucking a little early.
Yep.
And like, if you don't want to, that's where I'm just like, you know what, man? Like, because people are like, oh, Paul got vaxxed. So does that mean, like, if I talk about, oh, I got vaxxed, because you know the line that's drawn.
Yeah, you can't be nuanced about
it's like, and I'm like, no. I got vaxxed because I talked to my doctor and I decided to get vaxxed, and I didn't know if I wasn't going to be able to travel and make money. And my doctor said it's safe. I decided if somebody says they don't want to get vaxxed, they shouldn't test them all the time and make them go through all the shit that they have to go through. Oh, and if they die, fuck them.
I fully agree.
If you don't get vaxxed and you die,
hilarious.
That's your decision.
Yes.
But to tell them that they can't make money unless they get the needle, that's where I think that's where that's where it's like not freedom anymore.
Again, on private businesses, to me, I think it's like, to me, that's kind of capitalism. Where, again, the guy that didn't want to make the cake, if you don't support his business, he will fail. That is capitalism. Let capitalism work. Let a private business, the vaccine mandate, if people are like, I'm not going and supporting that business, they'll fail. That's capitalism. Let that work out. But when it's a government thing, I'm a little more like, it's way more gray area. Cops, government jobs, any municipal job, any, the federal government employees had to get the vaccine. And I'm like, I get it. And you are a public servant, so it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it just feels a little weird to me to mandate that if there's other ways around it. If you have antibodies, you shouldn't have to get the vaccine. If I can show you once every 3 days, even if that's extreme, I have antibodies for COVID. I'm testing positive for antibodies. Why do you have to get a vaccine?
Anytime I see a line of people doing something that they have to, it reminds me of a movie.
Yeah.
Right? Anytime you see people online to do something that they normally don't want to do, that is not free. That is that is a dictatorship.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the rabbit hole. That right there, that first thought is the first thought that starts the rabbit hole. You know what, man? Anytime somebody tells you I have to do something, I don't know.
Wonder what Alex Jones is talking about. Let's just see. I'm curious.
It's the first step.
You want to know? You want to laugh? I was online. I was like 10 people away from getting the vax, texting friends, going, "Yo, should I?"
Yeah.
Like, I swear to God, like I was 10 people away, and I'm going, "Dude, am I making the right?"
Yeah.
And my friend, yes, get it. I'm like, all right, my doctor said it, and then I finally did it, but I decided to do it. That was my choice.
Yeah.
My choice to do it.
Right.
And that's where I just find it a little funny.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break from this exclusive Patreon clip so I can tell you guys about performance-enhancing drugs. What kind of performance? The sexual kind. The only kind that really matters. Fellas, if you want to deliver your girl, the special lady in your life, maybe the lady you want to be the special lady in your life, the best dick she's ever gotten in her life, there is only one way to do it. It's Blue Chew. It's chewable, it absorbs faster, blah, 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 all the science, who gives a fuck? What you need to know is your dick will be the hardest it's been, the quickest it's been, the longest it's been. It is the best gift you can give a girl you care about. And ladies, if your man is lacking a little bit, you deserve some Blue Chew. Why do you not? You deserve to be sexually satisfied. This is a gift for him that satisfies you. So if you want to try Blue Chew, all you got to do is go to bluechew.com and use the promo code Andrew in honor of our great Andrew Schulz on Andrew Schultz's Flagrant 2 without Andrew Schulz. And you will get it for free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping. Again, that is the best dick you have ever delivered in your life, or ladies, received in your life for free. All you got to do is pay $5 shipping if you go to bluechew.com, promo code Andrew. Now let's get back to this exclusive Patreon clip. And guys, patreon.com/flagrant2, #1 comedy Patreon in the world. Sign up and come see why. $5 a month, extra episode every week. So worth it. Yeah, no, I get that. I also heard somebody say he was talking to an immunologist who was like, he's a pro athlete, like a team immunologist.
Aaron Rodgers' boy.
Yeah, it was Aaron Rodgers' boy. He said something like, after 1 million people get the vaccine, if you don't see short-term side effects with that 1 million, there's almost, historically, there's no precedent for suddenly long-term shit popping up in large numbers. Now, there's people who might say their kid got autism from a vaccine. Maybe that happened. I don't know if there's a for sure proof, but like...
Right, there's been that argument.
So to me, that made a lot of sense also, which is like, all right, if 1 million people have gotten it, and we haven't heard shit about this thing.
Yeah.
I've actually heard a couple of people. There have been some side effects in a small number of people, but...
And that's going to happen.
Bro, we all have allergies to medication.
I think that I'm sure that the flu shot has done some shit to people. And I'm sure that, there can definitely be some things, but I don't want this shit to... And listen, none of us know if we're going to all fucking... Our fingers are going to fall off in 3 years. We don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is, science doesn't know. We don't know what the coronavirus is really going to do. We're hoping it's like something that we can take control of.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
You know what I will say, and I'm working on a bit about this. If an athlete, a person that's in shape, doesn't want to take the vaccine, I might not agree with you, but I can't knock you for it. Yeah. But a fat person who's not taking the vaccine, I'm not having it.
No.
Now you care about your health?
Yeah.
You fat fuck?
Yeah. If LeBron James doesn't want to do it, like he's a specimen.
Yeah.
If some fat fuck eating cheeseburgers all the time is like, no.
Mainline and flaming hot Cheetos, and all of a sudden now you're health conscious. You're on 4 blood pressure medications, and now Big Pharma's evil.
I talked about that in the special. I got friends, who are like, give me the cocaine and chocolate. Leave the antibodies over there. Yeah. No, I'm with you, man.
Yeah.
If this hasn't woken fat people up, like if you were fat and survived this, then you can't go back.
New lease on life. You have to. You have to lose weight now.
Yes.
Like God spared your fat ass. What are you gonna do? You gonna throw that blessing back in God's face?
Yeah. Like in a year from now, if you see somebody like 350 walking the streets, it's just almost like, dude.
You should give him COVID on purpose.
That's disrespectful.
Sneeze in his mouth for God.
That's disrespectful.
If you believe in God and you see that fat fuck disrespecting that blessing, you should inject him with COVID.
Unless those fat fucks get arrogant. They're like, COVID didn't even take this fat ass out.
God, that's the best. If you don't believe COVID is like real, if you're like, it's not that big a deal, you probably know a lot of fat people who are still walking around.
Yeah.
you're probably like, hey, come on, yo, come on.
So if Aaron Rodgers didn't break protocol, would the league suspend him still?
I think if he didn't break protocol, he wouldn't have grounds for suspension.
Because everything I'm Googling now...
He can slide by on a technicality. Saying I'm immunized, he really believes he's immunized. So
Right.
I don't think it's suspension worthy.
Also lying to the press, like I don't know if that
who gives a
puts
fuck?
his job in
But if
jeopardy.
you are breaking the league-mandated protocols for vaccinated and unvaccinated people, then that's grounds for suspension. And
Then
that's
he's
what
gonna-
I'm curious about.
Right, but then he's going to have to prove that he really believed he was immunized, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if, I'm sure deep down inside he knows that he lied.
Yeah.
And then because after the lie, you can't wear a mask, right?
Yeah, it's true.
You can't tell people that you're good and then be with a mask on the sideline.
Right,
They're
yeah.
going to be like, oh, is this guy's clearly lying. So he's going to have to try to do that argument saying, I think the shit that I took
Yeah.
helped me.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't know.
Because so far what I'm reading is it doesn't seem like anyone has said that he broke protocol. That like they're doing an internal investigation.
There
but,
are
like,
reports that he broke protocol. Now, whether or not there are apparently photographs that exist. Whether or not that's true, we're going to find out soon. And I'm sure if they exist, the Packers are doing everything they can to get that shit scrubbed from everywhere.
Right.
Like if there's team photos, cut that
there's
shit.
cameras everywhere too and shit. Yeah.
It's also going to be interesting because apparently the NFL and Green Bay both knew that he was told that what he did will not count as a COVID vaccine, but they both sort of went, all right, we've talked about it. Let's just move on. He's a star player, #1 QBR this year. Like, it's one of those where I think the Green Bay Packers and the NFL are also going to look bad. Like, he messed up.
Because the
he
NFL,
made a bad choice, but
you
they
know this,
also
protect the shield.
Yeah.
They don't put players above the league ever. So for them to protect somebody all of a sudden is going to look
Well,
real bad.
make no mistake. If this was Ryan Tannehill, he'd be fucking suspended.
yeah. If Tua did this, he's out.
I mean, like this is Aaron fucking Rodgers, and they're also like first place in the division.
#1
The Packers
QBR.
are gonna. I mean, he's like
First place in the conference, maybe, because they beat Arizona.
yeah, like they're the best team in the NFC right now. I guess on paper. I think they're gonna really. The Packers are gonna do everything you can.
So
you know those videographers
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
are scrubbing shit.
Oh, 100%. And here's what's actually interesting for me as a Cowboy fan. Interesting, born and raised in Dallas, big Cowboy fan.
Okay.
Because I have to be. It's been pretty miserable for the most part, but they got a shot at the #1 seed in the conference.
yeah.
They got a shot at the bye, and part of me is like, yo, if Aaron Rodgers gets suspended, it's that much easier for us to get a bye. Like that's the guy I fear the most, but. If he gets suspended, a pissed off Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs, I don't think anybody stops him. I think suspending him might be the best thing you can do for Aaron Rodgers.
What is the amount of games suspended? He'd be suspended for 2 games?
It's whatever they decide, really. So he has to miss this game, and the earliest he can come back is Saturday, just based on testing positive and being unvaccinated. These are the rules. Now, if they decide, yo, you also broke protocol, so we're adding a 2-3 game suspension, now he's out 3-4 games, whatever it is, and the Packers will 100% not have a chance at the 1 seed.
You know what's hilarious is that Jordan Love, I think, that
yeah.
he's coming in, and that's the guy that Aaron Rodgers was not happy with.
Yes.
So if he comes in for 2 or 3 games and is dope, then that's a whole other.
That's
I mean,
a
he'll
whole
never.
nother set of
You're
problems.
never going to bench an Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, never.
But him coming in and being really good is something that would annoy then you got Aaron Rodgers really pissed.
Yeah, and Aaron is a free agent this year, so I think their dream scenario is Jordan Love shows promise, and then you either don't have to sign Aaron Rodgers again, or you sign him and then trade Jordan Rodgers for a boatload of picks.
I think
which
Aaron
they
Rodgers
always
is
do.
gone. I think he's gone. I don't think he's coming
He
back.
said something after the win on Thursday about how special it is to play at Lambeau Field and how like he doesn't take this for granted. So maybe that was like a eulogy, like an early eulogy,
swan
or
song.
if it was like, you know what, I do love it here. Huh?
Little swan song, like sort of
Yeah,
like
maybe
getting out of
that's
there,
the way
yeah.
he's looking at it, the last dance kind of thing. Yeah. But that was an interesting, all of a sudden for him to be like, yeah, this is a magical place. It was also when he scored the touchdown on the Bears and he was like, I fucking own you forever. I've always owned you.
I still own you. Yeah, whatever. Yo, the life of a backup quarterback's fucking hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's so because like he's at the club and you know like they're like, yo, you got a game tomorrow. He's like, I'm not fucking playing.
What are you talking about? Yeah,
Playing.
it's
And then he has to go in.
the best and the worst job on earth. It's the best job because you're getting
Yeah.
paid, you're not getting a fucking CTE, you practice, you stay in shape, whatever, you make millions of dollars legitimately.
Yeah.
But if you're not ready at the drop of a fucking dime,
Yeah.
it's a real problem. You're probably not going to work next year.
No, that's the thing. It's like if you get exposed, you're out of a job.
You know what it's like? It's like getting paid $1 million a year to wait on standby at the airport. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting paid, and this isn't the worst shit in the world, but Motherfucker, I just always got to be ready for this flight. At all times, I always got to be packed.
Yeah,
I can't just go grab an auntie Anne's.
I can't live like that. Like, even with comedy, when they're like, hey, man, like, you know, when you were younger, calm down. We'll see if you get up.
Yeah.
It's like, am I getting up or not?
Yeah, bro. Come on, I'm not doing that, yo. Give me a spot or don't. I'm not hanging out all fucking night waiting.
Biting your nails and shit. Yo, did he show?
Getting in my head. Yeah, hoping somebody dies in a car crash so I can get a spot.
So who's the dude that's feeling is Jordan Love?
Jordan Love was drafted 2 years ago.
That he wasn't happy
And
with.
Aaron Rodgers needed wide receiver help multiple years in a row. And that year in particular, they just didn't. They drafted, instead of a receiver, I don't think they took one all draft. And in the first round, they took his replacement. So he was just like, what the fuck?
He's like, how are you going to do, like, basically.
I'm Aaron Rodgers, bro. What are you doing?
Like, I need help. And you guys decided to do that. That made him like, fuck this place.
Right.
You know?
That was the beginning of the end.
And so how does Jordan Love come through on this game, you think?
I don't think he does well. I haven't heard great things about him.
Imagine he comes in, he's like 25 for 25, 5 touchdowns. Like, he's just like the highest rating ever.
It would be the best.
Because also Chiefs defense is terrible, right? Like
Chiefs are really struggling right now.
Chiefs, we were talking about that on our podcast. Something's wrong with him. Something is like, it's enough now. Like, I watch a lot of football. We do
Patrick
it for the
Mahomes,
bet.
Right?
We do the bets, the picks versus each other for the bet MGM. And I'm watching this game, and I got it. Something is, even when you watch his face. When you watch his face, you watch Travis Kelce's face, when you see the look and the demeanor of the Chiefs, he's either hurt, something is, I've never seen, the guy missed 8 misses downfield. That never happened.
They look bad against the Giants.
He just like, and the Giants were out of like so many players and were in the game. He was throwing incomplete passes.
They were one offsides penalty away from winning the fucking game. They had an interception at the end of the game that would have won it, but somebody was offside barely. Neutral zone infraction.
He jumped early, otherwise that game's over.
Yeah.
But something is wrong. I don't know if he's hurt. I heard some shit's going on at home. Like, he's got some shit with his wife is tweeting shit out. His dad's running around. There's a lot of shit, but he just is like, Patrick Mahomes never misses shit like that.
So here's one quote he had. I heard he had a quote before the Giants game, which was, I think we've learned we have to still prepare. We have to still do all the same things we're doing. We can't rest on our laurels, essentially, which would be an indictment of himself saying, I haven't been preparing like I normally do. I've been working like I normally do. I've been kind of coasting. So I don't, but then he went out and played like dog shit against the Giants. So I don't know if he fixes it. I also think that, to your point, the Packers could win without Aaron Rodgers because Patrick Mahomes they barely beat the Giants. Barely.
Yeah, that line went to 8. So it's an 8 spread for the Chiefs.
Yeah. I would love to see Patrick Mahomes turn it around and fucking set the world on fire again. Yeah. And I think if he gets into the playoffs, I'd still fear them more than anybody else if I'm in the AFC. But they just don't look good.
What up, people? You just watched a clip from our weekly Patreon episode. You can support the Flagrancy. You can support this unapologetic, unfiltered, uncensored content that we drop weekly on our Patreon at patreon.com/flagrant2. You want to go join? You should, because it's the top 10 Patreon in the fucking world. That's right, for good reason. Go check out why at patreon.com/flagrant2. All right, peace.